So in the game of golf, you can get away with a shot a little bit on the toe, you can get away with it a little bit on the heel, you can get away with it a little bit of thin, but one thing you cannot do and play good golf is hit shots heavy.
Oh man.
In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the Divot Board, which is one of the best training aid tools that I have used consistently to help me hit shots exactly like this.
Oh, go, gorgeous, Kenny.
I think every single golfer should have this to help them improve their ability to strike the ball better. And if you strike the ball better, you're gonna play some better golf. Let's do it right now. This is the Divot Board. It is a very little cool device that when you hit down on the mat, it has these little sequins. There's also a really cool sensation to rubbing it back and forth if you're one of those ASMR people. Does that sound appeasing to you? I don't want to make ASMR videos, so it feels a little sexual when you touch it.
What?
You place your ball on this little yellow dot right here, and then obviously if you hit behind it, you'll see how much far you hit behind it, and if you hit in front of it, you'll obviously know that you caught ball first and then the ground afterwards. Obviously having a perfect strike that's going to start at the very start of the circle of the back of the ball, and then obviously the divot path will be, or the path of the sequence will be in that white, go from green to white in the direction that you hit it. This is the device that I use all the time, indoors, outdoors, in my garage with my simulator. You can pretty much use it everywhere, and it's a really great feedback tool. I don't call it a training aid because you're not really training anything. It's giving you feedback on whether or not you are getting your low point forward and striking the ground effectively, but it's a great feedback tool you can use everywhere as a good warm-up and as a good reminder of your fundamentals to make sure that you are getting the ball first and then the ground afterwards. I know a lot of people use these, or it has been explained to use this as a path training tool. There are better devices for that, launch monitors, which are significantly more accurate for that type of training if you are working on path, but it does work really good for low point. And the main question I'm asking myself is, am I bottoming out before the ball or after the ball? And this is just something that shows you right away. Now, I've done videos in the past that talk about using blue tape, and while I love painter's tape in my indoor simulator, it is a little bit tedious to put down, and it can work effectively, but it doesn't give you the feedback or the reinforcement of how close you are to hitting in front of the ball or hitting the ball first. You know, obviously, if you hit it fat with blue tape, you just knew you hit it fat. You don't know how fat you hit it. And I think that's one of the benefits of using the Divot Board, is that you can see exactly how close or how far you are to getting good strike and good low point contact. So here's a few ways that you can use the Divot Board. One of the most recommended ways is obviously taking this thing to the range. If you're like me, you probably practice at facilities that have range mats, and range mats are really, really bad at giving you good feedback off of whether you've hit the ball solid. And I'll set this thing up at the range with just some wedge contact to see where I'm hitting it. If I am hitting it a little bit heavy, I know that I need to get my weight forward, which is why I do these practice movements of just kind of getting that weight forward and working that ball a little bit more forward and working my weight forward. And if you go through a couple reps of these, you'll start to notice your patterns. You'll start to notice when you hit it heavy exactly what happens. And then I'll move on to my mid irons and long irons again, just work in that tempo and work in that mechanics. So using a Divot Board is kind of a really good feedback tool along your journey, because at the end of the day, you can hit it a little bit out the toe, you can hit it a little bit out the heel, you can catch it a little thin, but you can't play good golf and go fat. It just doesn't work. Even with moves in your swing that you don't necessarily like or that you're trying to improve, you can most certainly still play good golf as long as you are functioning and focusing on making sure you get ball and then ground second contact. Before we get to the short game area outdoors, let me show you indoors how I use this thing inside of the house. One of my favorite things to do with the Divot Board is to actually use real balls. Yes, real balls. I chip them inside of the house, assuming I don't blade it and send it into my TV. I never actually think about that because I'm a decent player. I love hitting these just regular little 12-yard shots here. And I hit that so heavy, which is a perfect example. That's 2-3 balls behind it. And this really gets me in the mindset of hitting the ball correctly and making sure I have a descending blow on it even when I'm hitting a chip. So I'm gonna do that again. Perfect. and I can hear it even when I'm hitting these shots, how much better the strike sounds. And I can tell by the result, of course I'm hitting on carpet, just by how the ball reacts. It has more spin, it's been struck better, it's more online, and it's more controllable. A little heavy on that one. Beautiful. Like, that is just well struck. And you'll start to hear it, and you would think this is such a simple motion. You're really just, you know, having a very simple, almost putting stroke motion, but you'd be surprised how often I mess this up. And like, if you can't control your low point and strike the ball cleanly with this slow of a motion, like the chances of you doing it at faster speeds is probably not as good. Oh, beautiful. Little heavy, like so. Beautiful shot. And I just love the fact that the Divot Board just gives me consistent feedback to how good that strike was. Another reason I like doing this indoors is because, as you can see, it's a very narrow corridor. If I'm off left or right, this is gonna put a hole in the wall, knock some of my nice art down, possibly be in the TV. If I've gotta hit a chip on a certain spot on the green, it just gives me much more confidence. Let's see if I can get this one correctly now. That wasn't half bad. Perfect. You see it. The second you hit it, you start to learn. And we are back. Now that's how I use it indoors, and it works out really well. For me, it keeps my short game bulletproof. And obviously you can take this out onto the short game practice facility and use it the exact same way. This way you can work with it outdoors, indoors, however it is that works best for you. I like to do the exact same drills outdoors around a short game facility area just to make sure I'm getting my low point as good as possible. So let's talk about price. The Divot Board is $99. You can find this bad boy in like pretty much any PGA Superstore. I mean, like they even have them at the Vans out here, which is a Worldwide Golf. You can buy it online. You can get it at Amazon. I think it works really good with air swing, just kind of focusing a movement. Having your low point in front of the ball is just going to make you an exponentially better golfer. A few of the things you'll start to notice when you consistently use this outdoors or with the full swing, and you'll start to hear it right away, especially on mats. As you're practicing and you hear other golfers around you, you will hear how heavy the average golfer hits their shot. Like, it is night and day. And sometimes you have a better player behind you and you'll know they're a better player just by how clean they're striking it and the sound that comes off of it. Having a feedback device that helps you notice the difference between the two just gets your perception of ears and the sensations in your hands closer to what a good strike is. It's a bunch of dress sequins on a board. It will wear down. I think it's probably rated to thousands of swings, but the replacement board is only 49 bucks, 50 bucks. So I ordered a replacement with mine. But you can always let me know in the comments, have you used this device before? Do you own it? If not, would you consider buying it? Let me know in the comment sections below. This is probably one of the things that I would recommend for every single golfer, regardless of skill level. That's all I got for you. As always, thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel. Deuces, people. Let's keep it moving.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, yeah, yeah.